Welcome to the deep dive. This is where we take your stack of sources, could be articles, research, maybe even our own notes, and we really dig in to pull out the most important bits, the key insights. Think of it as your shortcut to getting genuinely up to speed, maybe with a few surprising details thrown in. So today we're looking at what feels like a real turning point, AI's ethical crossroads, specifically Japan's new deepfake ban, XAI's big release with Grok 4.2, and how AI is changing cities, all happening around July 2025.
Yeah, July 2025 really feels like this moment where, the speed of AI innovation is slamming right into some critical ethical questions. We'll hit those three main areas: Japan's new law, the Clock 4.2 model, and AI in smart cities, the good and maybe the not so good. Okay, let's unpack this. First up, Japan. On July 25th, 2025, they enacted this, pretty groundbreaking law targeting AI-generated content. It feels like a really proactive move, not just catching up.
It's significant. Nikkei Asia reported the main goal is banning non-consensual AI deepfakes. They're specifically going after the malicious stuff, defamation, fraud, that kind of thing. And it has teeth. We're talking up to 3 years in prison, or fines around $500,000 yen. That's what, about $3,300?
Not insignificant.
No. And it also puts pressure on the platforms and developers. Platforms have just 48 hours to remove deepfakes once they're flagged. And the AI developers, they need to embed watermarks for traceability. Makes it harder to hide where it came from.
And, that context is important. Japan saw, what, $1.2 billion, like $8 million in losses just from deepfake scams in 2024. That kind of number, it really pushes things forward, doesn't it? But, how effective can a national ban really be? Content just flows everywhere online. That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Or maybe the billion-yen question here. Look, it absolutely sets a precedent globally. We saw India make moves back in April 2025, too. You definitely nudge, say, the U.S., where federal rules are still kind of lagging behind. But you're right. Its success really depends on international cooperation. TechCrunch talks about this a lot in the context of global AI governance. Deepfakes are a trust issue. Trust in media, elections, even personal safety. Japan's trying to find that balance, innovation versus accountability.
Right. Here's where it gets really interesting, though. That enforcement piece. At Ethics and AI posted on X right around the time the law passed, July 25th, pointing out exactly that, global content flow. How do you actually police this when something can be made anywhere and seen everywhere almost instantly?
Well, you can't perfectly, not alone. The ideal is everyone getting on the same page globally. But we're nowhere near that yet. The risk is bad actors just operate from places with looser rules. So Japan's move is vital, it's groundbreaking, but it really does highlight how fragmented things are. It's one piece of a way bigger puzzle.
Okay, so from regulating the outputs, let's switch to a huge leap in the capabilities. Just 2 days later, July 27th, XAI drops Grok 4.2. This feels like another big step in AI model development.
Oh, it's definitely a major release. According to XAI's own blog, Grok 4.2 is, massive. Multimodal AI, 800 billion parameters. And it's tuned for things like scientific reasoning, real-time data analysis, really complex stuff. Performance-wise, it's impressive. Hugging Face evaluations put it at 98% on the MMLU benchmark.
MMLU, that's the big language understanding test, right?
Yeah.
Across tons of subjects.
Exactly. And that 98% score, it actually puts it slightly ahead of Anthropic's Claude 4.5. So yeah, a significant jump in capability.
One thing they're really pushing is this enhanced truth-seeking. We hear so much about AI hallucinations, AI just making things up. How does Grok 4.2 tackle that?
Yeah, that's probably its most talked about feature. It's not just generating text. It has this reasoning engine. It actively cross-verifies its own outputs against real-time web data. It's like a multi-step check. And they claim this reduces those hallucinations by about 40% compared to the previous version, Grok 4.1. So it's designed to be more, let's say, grounded in reality.
Okay, give us a real-world example. How is this actually being used?
Well, Ars Technica reported that NASA is actually testing Grok 4.2 right now for predicting asteroid trajectories. And apparently it's improving accuracy by something like 15%. Think about that for planetary defense.
Wow, okay. That's definitely not trivial. Sounds like a genuine step towards more reliable AI. But as always, there's another side. The reaction on X, formerly Twitter, was mixed, wasn't it? You had @TechTrends calling it a breakthrough for transparent AI on the 27th. Makes sense with the truth-seeking bit. But then @AI Watchdog jumped in, raising alarms about just how much energy this thing must consume. What's that tension about?
That tension is, it's central to where AI is right now. Grok 4.2 focusing on verifiability.
Yep.
That fits right into what IBM was calling a key trend for 2025, agentic AI.
Yeah.
AI that can act more autonomously, reliably. But Getting that reliability, that complex reasoning, it takes incredible amounts of computing power. So Grok 4.2, while impressive, really highlights this massive sustainability challenge for the whole industry. How do we keep advancing without, needing impossible amounts of energy? It's a huge question.
It really is. Okay, let's shift gears one more time. From the models themselves to how AI is actually changing our physical world. Smart cities, this is AI moving off the screen and onto our streets, basically.
Exactly. And Singapore is a key example here. Bloomberg reported on July 24th about their expanded AI system for urban management.
Hmm.
It's using advanced computer vision for, well, almost everything. Optimizing traffic, making waste collection more efficient, managing the energy grid. And the scale, get
Okay.
this, it's powered by NVIDIA's Aurora platform, and it processes 10 petabytes of sensor data every single day.
10 petabytes daily. That's hard to even wrap your head around.
It's an enormous amount of data being crunched in real time.
And the results seem pretty compelling. Singapore's apparently seen, what, a 20% drop in traffic congestion?
Yeah,
And 12% lower costs for waste collection? Those are real benefits. You can see why other cities would be interested.
definitely. Singapore's success is already inspiring others. We're seeing U.S. cities like Chicago starting to pilot similar systems. It's becoming a kind of proof of concept that AI really can make cities run more smoothly.
Okay, so what does this all mean? We see the upside, the efficiency, but there have to be warnings, right? What are the big concerns here?
Oh, absolutely. The risks are significant. TechTarget has been quite vocal about the cybersecurity dangers. They often point to that 2024 hack of Seoul's smart city grid, a really stark reminder of how vulnerable these interconnected systems can be.
Right, one weak link.
Exactly. And then there's privacy. Huge concerns there.
Yeah.
At Privacy Advocate posted about this on X around the same time, July 24th. It builds on things we've already seen, like remember the debates around the AI traffic cameras in the UK? It's this fundamental trade-off. How much surveillance are we okay with for the sake of efficiency? Where's the line? And are the security measures actually good enough? Cities are really wrestling with this.
Okay, so let's try and tie these threads together. We've got Japan's deepfake law, XAI's powerful new Grok model, Singapore's smart city AI. When you look at them all in July 2025, it really does feel like AI is at this ethical crossroads. Every step forward seems to expose a new challenge or risk.
That sums it up pretty well. It's like a pattern, right? Japan tries to tackle deepfake misinformation with its law, but then, as Nikki pointed out, you have these huge enforcement challenges because it's global. Grok 4.2 pushes towards more transparent, truthful AI, which is great. But then you have IBM's warnings about infrastructure costs and those ex posts highlighting the massive energy use, big scaling hurdles. And smart cities promise amazing efficiency, but then TechTarget flags the cyber risks and privacy advocates raise alarms about surveillance. It's this constant tension.
And it's not just these big examples. Think about that McKinsey survey. 71% of companies using generative AI now. That's huge adoption. But only 1% are considered mature in how they deploy it. That just screams governance gap to me. There's a massive need for better oversight everywhere.
Right. And regulators are moving. The EU's AI Act is about to come into effect August 1st. The U.S. has its task force working away. But, Stanford's AI Index always highlights these big global differences. Development and regulation are happening at really different speeds around the world. So, yeah, governing AI is a global challenge, but the responses are still pretty fragmented.
So yes, July 2025 definitely feels like a crossroads. The potential of AI is, it's undeniable, immense. But figuring out the ethics, ensuring it scales sustainably, maintaining public trust, that's the critical work now. It's this ongoing balancing act, isn't it? Pushing innovation while making sure we have the right guardrails. All right, that wraps up our deep dive for today. We've covered Japan's deepfake ban, the arrival of XAI's Grok 4.2, and AI's growing complex role in our cities. July 2025 really stands out as this key moment where AI's ethical dimension couldn't be ignored. That balance between progress and responsibility is clearly the central theme.
And maybe the final thought for you, the listener, is this. As AI gets woven deeper into everything, how we get news, how our cities work, everything, what's our role in shaping its ethical path, both as individuals and, as a society? How do we make sure all this amazing convenience AI offers doesn't accidentally undermine the trust and privacy we value?
Ugh.
Especially when the tech seems to move so much faster than our ability to figure out the rules.
Definitely something to keep thinking about. Stay curious, keep asking those critical questions about these developments, and we'll catch you next time for another deep dive.